Did any of you realize how important Charlie Kirk actually was? I don't think I did, because what we're watching at AmFest, this big Turning Point USA event right now, this isn't just drama. This is a warning flare. This is a red flag. The ship is sinking. Maybe. A movement that was built to win, suddenly spending its energy, basically tearing itself apart. And here's the question everyone's thinking, but nobody really wants to say out loud. Is this coordinated, or is it just a bunch of big egos colliding in public? There's your conspiracy theory for the day. I'm not even going there yet. I want to talk about what this means, because it matters a lot more than who yelled at who. I'm not here for gossip. I'm here for what it means. When podcasters and influencers start tearing each other apart on the same stage, that's not accountability. That's a movement losing discipline. AmericaFest is supposed to be a rally point, a place where the message gets tighter, the coalition gets broader, and the energy gets aimed at the real target, the institutions and failures that have been hurting working Americans and indoctrinating your kids. But instead, it's starting to look like a content war. AmFest was supposed to be a gathering that pulls conservatives together, students, families, working people, everybody. But look at what it's turned into. Basically a paywall. Reported pricing, and you can go and check their website, puts general admission around $350 for adults, $75 for students, and a VIP up to $1,000 for adults. I've got the link I'll put in the description. Here's what that signals, whether they mean it or not. When your movement, when your conference starts feeling like a premium product, you pay more, you get a little more conservative, you don't just filter out troublemakers. You filter out normal families. A dad with a mortgage, a mom juggling bills, a couple of kids. Those people aren't thinking, let's go network. They're thinking, that's groceries, that's car repairs, that's a month of utilities. Hey, that's a conservative movement for you right now, right? It's turning to an elite fart sniffing contest. I like it. I quit watching it. So you end up with a room full of people who can afford the ticket and a media ecosystem that needs drama to justify the price. Keep attention and sell the next thing. That's why the infighting is so toxic. It's not just embarrassing. This is self-selecting the movement into a club, and clubs don't win elections. Coalitions do.
And look, when will the left realize this is large in part why Trump won? It is a reaction to this politically correct weakening of America, and they're just reinforcing this. It is remarkable. However, not all young people feel this way. It's not a majority. It is a vocal minority.
This year's AmFest is happening under a different shadow because Charlie Kirk isn't here to play referee anymore. He was a unifier, whether you loved him or not, and after his death, the movement doesn't lose a personality. It loses a center of gravity. And what fills that vacuum? Usually factions. And when factions form, the first thing they fight over isn't policy, it's status. Who speaks for the movement? Who has the mic? Who gets the audience?
Marjorie Trader Brown, I call her, because green turns to brown under stress. So I call her Trader Brown.
So now you've got big name conservative voices clashing in public at the event, not quietly behind closed doors, but on stage in front of the cameras, clips, headlines, and reaction videos. That's what we're selling right now. So this is the lineup before Charlie Kirk passed away. Charlie Kirk, Tucker Carlson, Steve Bannon, Trump Jr., Jesse Waters, Gutfeld, Cardone, Beck. These people are all millionaires. They are all millionaires. Here's the lineup after Charlie Kirk. J.D. Vance, Erica, Tucker, Steve, Donald Trump, Tulsi Gabbard, Megyn Kelly, Jesse Waters. More millionaires. So how much actual connection with real America is there?
We're going to ensure that President Trump has Congress for all 4 years. We are going to get my husband's friend, J.D. Vance, elected for 48 and the most resounding way possible.
Is that really what's going on right now? Ensuring that Trump has Congress for 4 years? Well, we're at the end of year one, and Congress, in my opinion, has done diddly squat. So I would love to see some pressure on Congress, and I think many of you probably would as well. One of the new targets at AmFest has been Ben Shapiro.
Well, because today the conservative movement is in serious danger. It is in danger, not just from a left that all too frequently excuses everything up to and including murder. The conservative movement is also in danger. We must not let fear of other hosts deter us from telling the truth. So, if Candace Owens decides to spend every day since the murder of Charlie Kirk, the fact that they have said nothing while Candace has been vomiting all sorts of hideous and conspiratorial nonsense into the public square for years is just as cowardly.
Pick up the torch and come together. It's not exactly what's happening, is it? One of the speakers there, Megyn Kelly. Man, how the times have changed.
With me on stage right now are all transgender kids.
When did Megyn Kelly suddenly switch? Was it because who she was getting paid by? Ben Shapiro. When did he suddenly become so hated? Because for a long time, Ben Shapiro was really one of the conservative movement leaders. And I think he actually started the campus coalition. What we're seeing now with the infighting is someone like Tucker Carlson. He was revered in conservative spaces.
And what you're watching now, attacking people attacking millions of Americans because they're Muslims, it's disgusting. And I'm a Christian. I'm not a Muslim. I know there's a lot of effort to claim I'm a secret jihadi. I'm not.
So Tucker goes on stage, goes after Ben Shapiro, goes after normal Americans that aren't really comfortable with this sort of religion coming to our country and dominating our country and taking over our country. So he out of one side of his mouth, he says we should be accepting of everyone's religion. The other side of his mouth, he will go after one religion. And we've seen that happening on a daily freaking basis. Yesterday was a massive release of some files, the Jeffrey files. Hundreds of thousands of files were released. I think 200,000. They couldn't get them all out, apparently. Someone like Steve Bannon, who has 19 hours of video with Jeffrey because he was trying to normalize him, kind of a rehabilitation tour. He's on stage at AmericaFest slinging mud at another conservative. What is that doing to the movement?
Shapiro is like a cancer, and that cancer spreads. It's a cancer, and it metastasizes.
So is that the coalition building that we need at AmFest? I believe that's why people are laughing. Because from the outside, it doesn't look like leadership. It looks like the movement turned into a reality show. And I'm going to say it in plain blue-collar English, even though I got on a green shirt today. If conservatives can't stop picking fights with conservatives, we're doing the other side's job for them. Now, let me explain what's really going on. This is the part everyone needs to understand. A lot of this isn't ideology. It's incentives. Online politics runs on outrage, betrayal, exposed. He's a fraud. She's controlled. They sold out. That formula prints money. All the channels you follow, watch them with those words in their titles and thumbnails. And once someone gets big enough, they don't just have opinions. They have a business model. So the temptation becomes, why argue that the left's bad ideas when I can roast the conservative guy that your audience already knows? Because that's easier. It's spicier. It's shareable. It turns into clips, and clips turn into subscribers, paid newsletters, memberships, donations, and merch. And that's where your line is dead on. You are the product, not them. They sell your attention. They sell your outrage. They sell your, I can't miss the next episode. And it starts looking like WWE, not because everyone's faking it, but because everyone's optimizing for the same thing, attention. Now back to the question, is this coordinated? Here's my answer. You don't need a secret room and a master plan when incentives do the coordinating for you. When the reward system pays for conflict, people will find conflict. When the reward system pays for betrayal, people will manufacture betrayal. That's not me defending anybody. That's not me attacking anyone. That's me explaining the machine. Love him or hate him, Charlie Kirk acted like a coalition builder. He could put rivals in the same room, keep the mission bigger than the personalities, and keep the movement pointed outward instead of inward. Without that pressure, it's like removing the foreman from a job site. The crew doesn't suddenly become free. The crew starts arguing about who's in charge while the work stops. Look at what Saddam Hussein did. Okay? The guy was a horrible human being, but he kept those factions all together. So here's the standard I'm putting down. Debate ideas hard. Handle personal beef privately. Stop turning allies into enemies for content. Stop rewarding public backstabbing with applause. Keep the mission bigger than the microphone. Because if we can't hold that line, the movement doesn't get defeated by Democrats. It gets defeated by egos and profit motives. That's where I'm at on this, man. Whether you like Charlie Kirk, whether you like Ben Shapiro, Tucker Carlson, Steve Bannon, Megyn Kelly, they've all got things that they probably wish they could go back and redo or not say. But airing the dirty laundry on a stage as big as this and as big as it should be, where you have the Vice President of the United States being the keynote speaker, someone that could potentially become the next president, and you're just out here smearing feces on each other, it's a bad look. You will never see Democrats attack fellow Democrats. Most of them are bad, in my opinion, but they'll never tear each other apart. Smash the like and subscribe button. I really appreciate you watching. Hit the thumbs up on your way out the door. And I'm sure I pissed some of you off, because if you have some of these people that you watch and they're your heroes and you're living on every word and every verb and every noun that they use, you should really rethink where you're getting your information from. Just zoom out. Once you see it, you can't look away.